My name is Tracy Glazner. I was diagnosed on May 23rd with invasive ductal carcinoma of the right breast. My appointments were quick. Got in to see the surgeon. I did not have to have a mastectomy. I had to have a lumpectomy. Actually, the cancer was removed during my biopsy, and I just had to have 5 rounds of radiation therapy. I want to thank Dr. Swiger, Dr. Bonagaro, Dr. Pippin, and Dr. Wright. That was a great team. They got me in and got me cured from this cancer. I want to thank all my family. I want to thank my sister-in-law, Wanda, who's our rock in our family, who stood by my side, came with me to my appointments. My daughter came with me to my appointments, my boyfriend, Jeff, and my dad. I think the retreat was awesome. Just to be around other ladies who've gone through cancer, and it was great to be around other women going through the same thing. I love it. I didn't think it was something that I needed, but it's just been great. I love meeting all these women, have new sisters. It was great. They did wonderful. That was great. Caitlin, you did a great job on my hair, and Kat, love the makeup. Make sure that you have enough time in your day to get it done. It's a commitment. You have to commit to everything, and it's support you don't think you need, but you do. My name is Tracy Glazner, and this is my story.
Hi, everybody. I am sitting here with Tracy Glazner, who's part of the SheRoes class of 2024. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. Are you excited to be part of this?
Oh, I am so excited. I was kind of scared at first, but I'm so glad that a friend of mine, Noelle, got me into this. It's been a great experience.
When were you diagnosed?
May of 2023.
So you guys were diagnosed similar time?
Yeah, about 6 months difference.
And you're good friends already? Or
Yes,
you?
we were good friends already.
That's so bizarre.
Now we're best friends.
You're best friends. So, okay, so are you also in the medical industry?
I used to work with Noelle. I was a clerical. She was in the back as a nurse.
Gosh, that's so interesting.
In a gynecologist's office.
Oh, so that's just so interesting. So you worked together, got diagnosed together, going through this program together,
Yes.
now walking the runway together and
Yes.
becoming supermodels all at the same time.
It's really, and I'm excited.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
I am so glad that you guys are getting to experience this together.
And just to hear everybody's stories, it's just so, everybody's different. Everybody's journey's a little different.
Yeah.
My journey seemed easy, and other people's are harder, but it's still the same journey.
Yeah.
It's still the C word, no matter what.
What has been probably the most important part of this SheRoes program experience for you?
Just get support that I didn't think I needed in other ways. Even though I had a good support system with my family, they supported me. Just to be with these other ladies, like the retreat was just fabulous. I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed the lady coming in with the Miranda.
Yes.
Her person, Tracy.
Yes.
That was just, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect to get anything out of this, but I did.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad this has challenged you in a good way, and the journey is continuing.
Yes.
And we have a big celebration in front of us with Unite. But I've been thrilled to get to know all of you guys, and part of the experience we've all been through is storycrafting.
Yes.
So who was your coach? Tila? Okay.
Tila.
All right. Well, I can't wait to hear what you guys came up with over the 6-week story crafting experience. And what is the name of your story? Do you have a title for it?
Not really. I haven't really made a title yet. I'm going to call it The Poker Table.
The Poker Table.
Yeah.
Okay. So without further ado, this is Tracy Glazner reading The Poker Table.
I was born on June 5th, 1969. I was born on my mom's birthday. I always joked with her and said no exchanges, no returns. I have one older brother who is almost 4 years older than me. We all live in the Covington area, but we were all born and raised in Kenner. My first time dealing with death was when I was 10. My dad was killed in a car accident. At 10, you understand somewhat of what is going on. As I got older, life was normal. I went to Catholic school until 9th grade. I graduated from East Jefferson in 1987. I also had my daughter, Jenny. that year. Me and her dad tried at marriage, but were young and that did not last. Years later, I married Chris. We were married for 16 years. We have 2 boys, Ian and Jacob. My next experience with death was my mom. She was diagnosed with lung cancer. Her prognosis was good, but after her second chemo treatment, she had a severe stroke, leaving her paralyzed on the left side of her body. She had to be put in rehab to get strong enough to continue chemo, but she was finally discharged. She was so happy to finally be going home, but we had to bring her back to the emergency room only to find out that the tumor had grown and she was sent home on hospice and died a few days later. That was a really hard thing to lose my mom. On Sunday, March 5th, 2017, we were having a great day. Chris and I made Jacob a platform for his bed. We grilled some chicken that afternoon, and he was outside on the phone talking to his brothers, and I was inside reading a book. I was up pretty late that night, later than usual. And when I went to go to bed, I noticed the bathroom door was closed and Chris was in there. I knocked on the door and he didn't answer. When I opened up the door, I found him unresponsive. That is when my world really turned upside down. A night that me and my kids will have etched in our head for the rest of our lives. This is my wake-up call. I had to be the strongest I've ever been, not for me, but for my kids. They had only just lost their granny 3 years earlier. How can they handle so much grief so young? This was the first time I've lived as an adult. I was now mom and dad. As to my cancer, breast cancer, I've always been one who keeps up with all my annual appointments, physical, pap smear, mammo. Never had any issues. But in 2023, I was due to go in February, and I kept putting it off until I finally went in May. I found out on May 24th that I had invasive ductal carcinoma in my right breast. My first thought was, I can't die. My kids couldn't handle another death. I was actually scared to tell them. To them, cancer is a death sentence. I sat them down after I had all my testing and also told them I would be okay, and I still am okay. Things moved fast. I had more testing done. Dr. Swiger assured me I was going to be okay. I met with Dr. Bonagara, Dr. Haja, Dr. Wright, and a plan of care was made. I had a lumpectomy on June 15th, 2023. Good news, cancer was gone. It was actually removed during my biopsy. I had 5 rounds of radiation therapy. I am so thankful. That is all I had to have, especially when so many women have to have so much more treatment than that. This is my poker table. It has dealt me some bad hands, but also some good hands. I met Jeff in 2018, and we have been together since then. He is a great man, and to put up with me, he needs to be. I have a great family. I am forever grateful for all the help through the years. I can never repay any of them. So let's all sit down at that poker table and get the best possible hand that is dealt.
That is great. Oh my goodness. So how are your daughters? You have
I have one daughter,
one daughter,
2 sons.
2 sons. How are they doing with everything?
They're better.
They're better?
Yeah.
Because I know you mentioned them earlier in your story, and
They just a lot of grief for children. I mean, they're not children anymore. They're young adults.
Yeah.
My daughter's 35.
Oh.
She's not young.
Oh.
But my boys are 23 and 20.
Okay.
And, it was a hard thing, to see. I mean, I was trying to give Chris CPR and they wanted my son to help. And I told him, I said, I can't have him do that. I just couldn't. I couldn't have him come in the room and help me.
Yeah.
It was bad enough he saw what he saw and had to call 911. I mean, I just couldn't do that. And it was just he had a massive heart attack. And,
I'm so sorry to hear that. Are your kids around you for what you're going through right now?
yeah, they have been. And I was scared to tell them, like I said in here, because when we told them about my mom, the words we came out with was, Granny is going to be okay. This is small. The doctor said this is beatable and she can beat it. And to my oldest son, I lied because she didn't beat it. And it wasn't that she couldn't. It's not that she couldn't. She couldn't because of the stroke. The stroke just put a fork in the road and took her down a whole different way. And she couldn't recover from that. That just grew too fast in 6 months that she was in recovery, and they couldn't do chemo until she was strong. And she wasn't strong at all. She lost all feeling on her left side, and she worked hard to get home. And she finally did get to come home, but it was just for a few days.
Mm.
And she was in a hospital, and she came home, and she died within 4 days of coming home.
Mm.
So to my son, he felt like I lied to him, and I didn't lie. We didn't know. And that was why I was scared to tell them. I didn't want them to think, I wasn't going to be okay and then not be okay.
Right. Well, it's a natural response.
And my daughter, of course, she took it the hardest. You know, she was crying and upset, and the boys were like, "Oh, you got this, Mom."
Yeah.
You know, so she gets checked now and make sure she's good. You know.
Well, will your family be at the
Yes,
event?
they will be.
I'm so glad that you all get to experience that together.
Yes, they all are going.
And
Not of it, Sheila.
yes, yes, I hope to be hearing them
Yes.
screaming your name loudly as
It will
you.
be. As a matter of
walk.
fact, my in-laws will be there too. I didn't mention. I mean, when I said family, I meant everybody. But my in-laws, Bill and Susie Glazner, they're from Oklahoma, so they're coming down for the event. As a matter of fact, a little bit after I was almost done with my radiation, my mother-in-law was diagnosed with cancer, skin cancer, melanoma on her foot, and she had to have surgery to have that removed. But thank goodness they got it all. And just strange place to have cancer on the foot.
One of our ladies, Joy Campen, has that. If you
Yes.
ever want to talk to her about that.
Yeah.
Well, so she'll be here
Yes, she'll be.
dancing.
Yes, I sent her all the information. She's
Okay,
like, "I
good.
wish we had something like this here." So
I know,
remember
right?
Oklahoma.
Okay, well, what do they say? Oklahoma is the place to be.
Yeah, that's
So,
what they say.
all right. Well, thank you so much, Tracy.
Thank you
Thanks for
so
being
much,
part
Miss
of this.
Ruth.
Thank you.